Ocho, the Bengals franchise
Yeah,
tag Tee Higgins for the second consecutive year. The Bengals do not want to allow
yeah,
Higgins to hit the free agent market and will not turn their attention to negotiating a long-term deal. Cincinnati has until July
right.
15th to reach a new multi-year deal with Higgins, or he'll make a fully guaranteed $26.2 million. Since the second time he will get tagged, he will make 120% of his 2024 salary, bringing him up to 26.2. Is
Right.
this a deal going to get done,
You
or are they making sure they get something back on an eventual trade? Do you believe?
know,
Do you believe
mhm,
they're going to sign T to a
yeah.
long-term deal, or they're going to try to sign him and then trade him and get compensation?
Mhm. I'm not sure. I'm not sure even at this point, and understanding the value that T will get or what his value is right now on the open market. I think the Bengals understand that. I think T understands that as well. Now, also on the bright side of things, as a Bengal fan myself, true diehard Bengal fan, I would love to see them keep the trio together. I would love to see them keep the band together. The
Yeah,
salary cap went up, huh?
I think
The
it's like
salary cap went up.
279.
Right. It's 279. But when I think about it, listen, Jamar Chase is getting ready to be the highest paid and reset the quarterback market as far as contractually. So I understand that. Then I'm not sure what they're going to do with Joe Burrow. Is he going to restructure in some sort of way to make wiggle room, not only for just Tee Higgins, but for Trey Hendrickson, for other needs
Henderson's
that
gonna
need to be
want
met
30.
on the
He see the Ocho. He see
yeah,
the
you ain't got
market.
to tell
He
me.
got 17 and a half sacks for
You
the
ain't got to,
last two seasons.
yeah. You ain't got to tell me. I know. I know. So, boom. What's going to happen? What's more important? Where are the needs that need to be met for us as a team? I know fans want to say, bring T back. I love T, but I also understand what T can get. I understand his value
Yeah,
on the open market. Now, obviously, the franchise tag, you did it to me one year. Now, when you do it to me one year, basically you're telling me, listen, we don't really see the value in you and give me a contract long term. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
that means
tag
they're
you,
betting
you
against you.
know. Oh, yeah. T-
They're
Talk
betting
to me,
against you
please. For
because
people that don't
if
understand,
you thought I was
to
what I if you think of me what I think of me, you give me the deal.
me, it wouldn't been no questions asked, huh? The deal would have got done last year. And now double back come this year again. Tee Higgins, great year. Big game. Stepped up.
Yeah, he only played
Huge.
12. I think he only played 12 games, Ocho, but he still had 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
averaged like
Let's talk
75.
about
He
the
averaged
Broncos.
like 75 yards a game receiving. So if you
Yeah.
extrapolate that over
Yeah.
the full 17 games, we know what type of season he would have had, even with Chase
Right.
doing what he
Mhm.
did. And that's the problem that you run
Crazy.
into,
Going
Ocho,
crazy.
when you keep pushing the cans down the road. Okay, you kick Jamar Chase can down the road. He gets the triple
And you see
crown.
what happened.
Okay, you wouldn't do anything with Hendrickson. Now he led the league in sacks, back-to-back season in which he's had
Mhm.
17 and a half.
Back.
Okay, you franchise tag Tee Higgins. Now he follows
Mhm.
that up and he's like, y'all got to pay me because I see
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle with years left on his contract got 28.
Yeah.
Y'all mean to tell me I'm at the end of my
Mhm.
contract and y'all think franchising me at 26 is good? No, I need guaranteed money. I
Ah,
need like 75 million fully guaranteed the first year.
right.
Now we can talk.
Mhm. Now, I'm curious. Normally, most of the time, um, teams use the franchise tag to their advantage, not only to lock a player up, but when you do it for a second year, I'm trying to
Yeah,
buy myself some
I'm
time.
betting against you. I'm
Trying
betting
to
that you
buy.
won't have another year like that. Because what good is it,
Right,
Ocho, if he has another year like that? Maybe you win a Super Bowl, they say, well, we got a Super Bowl out there, we can let him go.
right,
That's because at some point in time, if you're drafting the type of player that you believe you are, you're not gonna be able to keep them all, Ocho.
right.
It's
You can't.
impractical. You're not gonna be able to keep
Hmm.
Chase at 40. You're not gonna keep Joe at 55. You're not gonna be able to get Hendrickson, he wants 30. Tee Higgins wants 30. Excuse me, Ocho.
Hmm. Yeah, you good. You good.
um, at that number. Now they got a little bit more cap space. They waived Alex Kappa, the guard. I guess he had a bad year. I mean, looking at it, he gave it most sacks, most pressures, most hurries. So it was
Right,
pretty bad.
right.
Jamar Chase posted this cryptic tweet of Joe Burrow on Instagram. What at Tee Higgins? If you can see it on your screen, he's like
Mhm.
again.
Listen, even the players, as fans and Bengal fans, they always come to They don't understand the difference in how the players feel from the business side of things as opposed to how the fans feel. The fans think, oh, it's so easy. The cap is going up. They're going to sign everybody. Listen, if you look at the reactions, you look at the reactions from T, you look at the reactions from Jamar Chase, it tells you that things aren't as sweet as you think
No.
on the outside looking in, regardless to how the cap numbers have gone up. Because you have to think, the Bengals have a franchise to run. They just not think about now. They're thinking about the foreseeable future, when it comes
I
to their books
want
and how it's
guaranteed. I
going to look and
want
how it's going to look.
long-term guaranteed money.
Yeah. Well, listen, they got
Mhm.
till July to get it done. They got till July to get it done. Now, me, as much as I want T to stay, I love T. I love my Bengals. I love the organization. Matter of fact, I love the fans that argue with me back and forth. Zim Hude. I know you're probably gonna see this. I love you too. And everybody else. But I just don't see it happening based on what T is deserving of and what Chase is going to be
Chase going
making.
north of 40.
It Oh, he is. He's resetting the
Yeah,
market, huh?
he going north of 40.
He's resetting the market for the simple fact you made
Yes.
you made me wait. You
T
dragged
said,
me.
I'll tell you what, y'all like that 26.2? Give me that in guaranteed money. Give me 80
Mm,
million fully guaranteed. And then y'all can put it however you want to.
hmm
But I need to make 80 million. I need to make 80 million in the
In the
first three
first
years,
3 years.
Ocho.
Yeah, we good. We
I
we
need
could
to
talk.
make 80
We could
million.
play
Hey,
like that.
give me $80 million signing bonus. And then I'll play the first year I play for like 1.2. Then I'll play for 5 million. And the
Mhm.
next year I play for 10.
Mhm. Yeah.
Since y'all say
Give me
26
a nice
million,
give me,
everybody talk, okay, just go ahead and give me that.
yeah, and give me a nice lump sum in
Give me
signing
all
bonus too now.
give me
Huh?
70
Give me some
million signing
security.
bonus.
Give me some
That's what I
security
want.
now. I need my nest egg in case something
Mhm.
happens, just in case. Because I ain't going to Lords of
Well,
London.
hey,
You're gonna
if I'm
take
Chase said y'all maybe take this $10 million insurance policy, I'm gonna factor that in when y'all negotiate. So y'all gonna give me that back on top if I have to take
add,
out another one
add
at
that
some
on.
point in time.
Hey, listen, the
Yeah.
game is a game, Monk. This is the football. And this is why I wouldn't want to be an owner. I wouldn't want to be a GM. I wouldn't want to be in a position of Katie Blackburn, Mike Brown, Troy Blackburn in a situation like this with a team this great, with players this great, and it's
Well,
time to
here
pay. I just
you
no,
have
I
to
just
be
wouldn't
ahead
want
of
to
the
be.
curve.
I wouldn't want
Do
to be on
you
Becky's
believe T
calls.
Higgins? Let me ask you a question. Do you believe Chase in
Mm,
the next 3 to 5 years will not be a top three receiver? If you believe he'll be a top three receiver, you signed him last year. Because you're paying him based on what you believe he's going to do moving forward. Not what he's done in the past, because I've already paid you for that. So if I give you $35, $36 million, that's because I believe you're going to be a top three receiver. And in 2 years, this
right.
money will be obsolete. Now I got you for another 2 years, Ocho, at 36 million, when the going rate's going to probably be 42, 43 million. See? That's what you have to do.
So
You have to, like, a lot of times, Ocho, you have to buy something like, man, look here. What if you were doing investments, people buy gold, people buy
mm,
commodities based on believe they're going to go higher. So at this price, although it seems steep, I buy for a little. When it moves
mm,
up, now I got it. And that's how
right.
you have to look at these players. Michael Park, okay, you saw Michael was defensive rookie of the year, and he's been in the defensive player of the year discussion. Why are we waiting
Question,
till this
yeah.
man get all the way to the end of his contract before we think about doing a long-term deal? All you did was let the price
I
keep going
actually
up.
up higher.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Ain't it's definitely not. It's definitely not. And I listen. I want to get. I want them to work things out. But I also understand how the business
Yes.
side of things work. Everybody yelling about the cap going up, the cap being high. Have the Bengals ever been one to
Hell
spin all the way
no.
up to the cap? So let's start there. We screaming, oh, the cap is going, it's this, it's that. I mean, listen, this is still a business that
Yes.
has to be run. This ain't this ain't Madden. This is
You see
this
what
is real
Howie
life.
Roseman does? You see what he did with
Yeah,
Devontae? You see what he did with
yeah.
AJ? You see what he did with Hurts?
Got him early. Got
And
him
what he
early.
did is that he's like, okay, Saquon, we'll give you this. If you get these incentives, not only will you get them for this year, it'll automatically go onto your
Right.
contract next year. So that 1.5,
Yep.
1.750 million. So now Saquon's gonna make almost $14 million. Hits those numbers next year. Guess
Mm-hmm.
what? That third year of the contract, now there's a chance he goes out and has another year. I'm not saying he's gonna go for 2,000, but has another good year. How we might say, you know what? To keep that cap number down, let's go ahead and add a couple more years to it. Give you
Nice signing bonus
that's how
right
you
up
have to
front.
do it,
So it
Ocho.
doesn't
You
it
have to
doesn't
have some
cap.
forward thinking.
Yeah.
Because if you wait till like, I don't know, by the time you realize the guy's good,
Right.
it's going to be cost prohibitive for you to sign your players.
Well, listen, the guys we talk about, there's nothing to realize. You know what they do because the film don't lie. They did it in college. They got to the NFL and they
Mm-hmm.
kept on doing it. They ain't missed a beat. I'm talking about Chase. I'm not sure why he didn't pay him last year. There was nothing wrong with T. Understanding what you got, for the foreseeable future, we talk about one top three player, and we have another one that arguably could be in the top
Mm-hmm.
10, as what I like to call a 1B. I don't see T as no two. That's just me, because anywhere else on any other team, T. Higgins would
Mm-hmm.
be a number one. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I hope they get
So
the
do
job
I.
done. I
The
really do.
Eagles are going to release
Where's
six-time Pro Bowl
my chat
corner
tape?
Darius Slay after 5 seasons with the teams. The Eagles initially acquired Slay via trade with Detroit in the 2020, immediately signing the cornerback to a 3-year extension. Slay, 34, is coming off
Right.
one of his best seasons of his career. He allowed a
Mhm.
42% completion rate, allowed 5.4 yards per target, had 15 pass breakups, are all his best marks since joining the Eagles. In 2024, the Eagles allowed a league low 174 yards passing per game, the lowest by a franchise since 2000. Who is that? Tennessee? Since at least 2000. I think Tennessee. I think they beat the Ravens that year because we allowed the Ravens allowed 60 something yards rushing, but I think they averaged gave up 260 yards. Tennessee actually statistically had a better, huh? Oh, you talking about that was the what you call them, the Philly Eagles franchise? Oh, I thought it was talking about the lowest since 2000 by any franchise. Okay, because I know Tennessee pass defense in 2000. They were
Mhm.
they only gave up 242 yards a game. Can you see what Tennessee gave up that year? So Ocho, but he always said that if he didn't finish his career in Philly, he would love to go back to Detroit. Detroit was his original team. Um, Obviously,
Mhm.
he had some issues with Matt Patricia, who's now the defensive coordinator at Ohio State. Hey, he goes to Philly, has a great, go to two. He went to a bunch of Pro Bowls. They went to 2 Super Bowls. They won this past one. So, could you see him going back to Detroit?
I think so. I think so. Why not? Especially with what happened from an injury standpoint to the Detroit Lions to on the back half of the season. I like it. I like it. And I'm also trying to think about, why not run it back with as well as he played last year with the Eagles? But I can't even talk about Jeffrey Lurie and Harry Robinson. And when it comes to their decision making, Keon Mitchell, obviously, they're now passing the torch and the
No,
keys to
he's on
him.
one side. They're passing the keys to Cooper DeJean.
At co-
See,
Ooh,
rookie. He's
ooh.
ready. He's ready to be a starter
Hey,
now.
listen, listen. Honestly, he played well, right? He
Hmm.
played very well, but he played well based on everything else
Hmm.
going on around him. Is he actually ready after his rookie season, despite them winning the Super Bowl, to be in that spot like that, where you got to see the number one receiver? At times, you have to see maybe the number two receiver. Is he
You
ready
can't
for
keep
that?
everybody, Ocho. I mean, what you gonna do with Braun? You gonna pay him? He gonna want a king's ransom. Okay,
Yeah. Oh, he was
Sweat.
nice coming from
What
the
about you
Saints.
got
He was.
two D linemen that could potentially leave? You got Jalen Carter coming up now. Hey, he gonna want a king's ransom.
Woo. And well
You got
deserving of
Michigan gonna be
everything.
coming down the pipeline, Ocho. He gonna want a king's ransom.
Mm, mm. Hey,
No, I understand. You know, the chat saying they're gonna keep Dijon at a nickel. Yeah, they're gonna put him at corner, and guess
but
what? They're gonna start him at corner, and then when they go three, he gonna bump inside the nickel.
then who gonna be the other who gonna be the other corner? Hey, listen, playing on the outside and playing a nickel, boy, that's a different ball game, baby.
They drafted
That's a
that man
different
to play
ball
corner.
game.
They found out that he's really good at the nickel, and so
Hey,
guess
listen,
what? They put
yeah,
him inside. They'll put him inside
mhm,
in a situation, and they'll bring
yeah,
somebody else out. It'd be the same. You remember how?
right.
What's the guy's name? Ocho. He ended up going to Tennessee. He ended up going to Tennessee from the
Mhm.
Kansas City. The DB.
Oh, Ladarius,
Yep. So Sneed.
Ladarius Sneed.
What did they do? They
Yeah,
drafted a corner. Sneed was really
yeah,
good. They put him
very,
inside. What did they do
yeah,
after the season? They ended up signing, trading him, and now you got Watson and you
yeah.
got McDuffie. See, y'all just look at
Okay,
fans. Y'all got to stop looking. That's not how teams look at it. They draft a guy at corner. Okay, damn. And they got Slade's getting a little older. At 34 years of age, that's a little old for a corner, but he played extremely well. Now maybe it's a situation that they come back. I would go test the market. Now, if I couldn't find something suitable, if I got to play for 3 million, I'll play for 3 million in Philly. I ain't gonna play for 3 million because I know we gonna
mhm,
win. But at least let me go kick the
right.
tires somewhere else because somebody else might have some money for me, Ocho.
Hey, that's T. That's T, Unc. Do you understand? And I mean no disrespect to my fans in Cincinnati. I love you, every last one of you. Do you understand what T's gonna make if he get on the open market? Oh, come on, man. He's deserving of that. He worked too hard. You hear me?
Wow.
Think about the sacrifices you just told me about that you went through to even touch the
Hmm.
field. What you think? He got a story too.
Yeah, for
All of us
sure.
got a story on how we got where we at. We want that sense of security. Allow him to see it because you didn't believe in him the year before. You know what? I want you to prove it to him. We're gonna tag you. We're gonna tag you because we don't value giving you a long-term contract. We don't, because if you did value me and you thought of what you think of how I think about myself as a player and as a receiver, there would have been no issue paying me. Now you tag me again 2 years in a row. What does that
Ocho,
tell me?
Ocho, that's the Players Association. You agreed to that.
Well, listen, you have to understand when it comes to the franchise tag, you got 2,100 some players. Stay with me real quick now. Chat, y'all stay with me real quick. You got 2,100, 20, maybe 2,200 players. When it comes to the franchise tag, we talk about it only happens maybe to 6 to 8 players. 6 to 8, no more than 8. No more than 8. Now, actually going in the fight for something for such a small percentage of players that is required, that's where it's used, year in and year out. Do you really want to fight for something like that? Because sometimes it's an advantage for the players and for the team as well. Sometimes buying you a little bit more time so we can get a deal done. Now, in this case, when it comes to T, I don't like the way they're taking advantage of him because if you wanted to
But
pay him,
see,
he would have done it the first time. Listen, don't do
Ocho,
it to me again. Don't do
but
it to me
but
twice.
see, that's where you have to be unselfish because a lot of time for the very reason. I remember when they first started talking about lifetime benefits, there were a lot of prominent guys, and I'm not going to call their name. Give me $1 million and I'll buy my own health insurance. How'd that work out for them? The same thing you just said. There are so few guys that say, man,
Yeah,
I'm never going to get the franchise tag until they get the franchise
right,
tag.
right.
And now look at you. At
Okay.
some point in time,
I'm
Ocho,
with you when you
Kurt Flood, he never benefited from free agency. He
right.
basically lost his career. So everybody else got free agency. Spencer Haywood.
Mm, right.
Sometimes you have to sacrifice. There are a lot of people that sacrifice for the greater good, even though they weren't there to reap the benefits. A Dr.
Right.
King, a Malcolm X, so many
Hmm.
of the freedom fighters. A lot of people sacrifice that didn't get the benefit of the sacrifice. That's what sacrifice means.
I like that. I like the way you put that. I like the way you put
So
that.
now, okay, I tell you what, y'all want 2 franchise tags? We want lifetime health benefits.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
Or
good one.
you get 1
Because we don't have
franchise
that.
tag, but you can't franchise me
Right.
again. I need, I already gave you a bigger concession. Now you get a bigger piece of the
Yes.
pie, owners. I got to claw something back.
Right. Right. It got to
Lifetime
be
health
beneficial for us
benefits,
in some
or we got to do away with the franchise tag.
one or
Yes.
the other.
Or even if we don't
Hey,
get lifetime, I need at least 10, 15 years. What is Ocho? If the average NFL career is 3 years, so the average
yeah.
NFL player coming in at 22, 23. So that means
Right.
a vested player with 3 years, he's done at 25, 26. Ocho, he gets 5 years of health benefits at 31. He's done. He gonna
Yeah.
hopefully if the average life expectancy if someone is like 75 years, so he got another 40 plus years.
Ooh.
But the guys don't think like that, Ocho. That money coming in so good,
No.
and you like, hey, I'm gonna be able. But when you don't have money coming in and you have it going out, and if you get a serious injury, you get a form of cancer, you get a treatment, it'll wipe your savings out just like that.
Wake you up
Just
real
like that.
quick too.
And with the price, the surgeries and the price of the medicine, some medicine costing you
Ooh.
10, 15, 20,000 a month.
Especially now. Especially now. Hey, oh my God, just the thought of
Yes.
that, huh? Did you hear how much you say medicine
Some
costs?
of
How
it's
much
like
a month?
10, 15, 20,000 a month. Some of them cancer drugs.
Jesus. My goodness.
I mean, insulin. Look at insulin. What's insulin cost you? And people need 2, 3 injections a day. Travis Hunter says him playing both sides of the football is more difficult than Shohei Ohtani hitting and pitching in baseball. Let's take a listen to what Trav had to say.
What's more difficult for you doing football or
Probably me what I do in football because it's a lot on your body. You know, Tony, he's a great player, but you got to do a lot in football.
Ain't
Nah.
even close.
Hey, listen. Completely different sides of the spectrum. Boy, hey, Trav, I know you're going to see this, but until you can get in that cage, you hear me? Just the batting cage. I don't even want no real pitcher. Just the machine. Tell them to turn it up to 90 to 95 miles per hour. Let me see you hit it. Just a fastball. I ain't talking about no slider. I ain't talking about no curve. I ain't talking about no sinker.
Ain't no talking about no change up. He ain't talking about no
Change
cut
up.
fastball.
Listen,
Just straight heat.
The most difficult thing to do in this world is hit a baseball coming at you. Just a fastball. That's it. Just a fastball. As difficult as the game of football is, and I love you, you're an exceptional talent,
Yes.
but it's not even comparable.
But if you think about it, we can only Ocho.
Man,
We can only track 2 players in Major League history to
Deion and
have
Bo.
actually to play baseball, pitch, and hit.
Oh,
We're talking about
okay.
Babe Ruth, and we're talking about Shohei Ohtani.
Yes, sir.
Troy Brown. We saw Troy Brown do that with the Patriots. Play offense and defense.
Play DB, yeah. Play
Yes. Brian Jordan did it. Time did it. Do you see the level? Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball.
That's different.
He could be a #1 starter for your pitching staff, and
A slugger.
he the best hitter in baseball. He can hit for average, hit for power. He can run the base. Trav, I love you, bro. But the hardest thing to do, and I've talked to a lot of guys that did, I talked to Bo.
Yeah.
Bo said the hardest thing to do is hit a baseball. I talked to Time. Now, if we talk about 2 of the greatest athletes to have ever played, you name a sport, Bo and Time are two of the top 5. Okay, if you want Jim Thorpe or whomever else you want to put into this equation, but I tell you this, Bo Jackson and Time are 2 of the top 5 athletes that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And both of those guys told me, say, hitting the baseball is the hardest thing to do.
Very difficult. Very difficult. Very, very
And to do it at that level. Now, we're gonna see you, Trav, come in. Now, Ocho,
Yeah.
we've seen Shohei Ohtani at the highest level do it
Yeah.
and be an all-star and be an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Trav, you're gonna have to get one of them all-stars, you're gonna have to get to the Pro Bowl now
Yeah. Hey,
to
listen,
match this.
there's a chance he could do it. There's a chance he could do it his rookie year. Especially,
For sure.
the last rookie, the last
As a DB or a wide receiver.
last wide receiver I heard come out with this kind of confidence and say some of the things he's saying and live up to everything he's saying was Jamar Chase. You know, it wasn't outlandish or something like this, but I'm just saying the confidence that Travis Hunter has when hell, Jamar Chase said, I'm coming into the league and I've got drafted by the Bengals and I'm coming out and I'm breaking every record.
He ain't lie.
And he ain't lying. He stood on business about everything he said and meant it. And Travis Hunter had that same type of cachet and same type of confidence. That's why I believe there's a chance he can do it. He can do it. Because now,
I'm not saying he can't. I'm not saying that he can't do both. He's not going to He's not going to put the number of plays in that he did in college.
That's difficult. That's difficult. Hey, he'd have to have the condition of a 15,000. I'm trying to think what's the longest distance race at the Olympics, and the kind of
marathon.
Yeah, the kind of wind and lung capacity you need to do something like that at that extreme level. It's too much.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about exerting that kind of energy, messing around with Ike Taylor and then being tired. I'm thinking about a 12, 13 play drive.
Yeah.
And now we kick a field goal. Now we come back. Now I'm on defense. Man, stop.
It's different. And he's going to find out there are guys that are closer to his skill set than he previously thought. That's the thing about the NFL, Ocho. You find guys that, hold on, man, I used to be able to do this. I get, but wait a minute, damn. Why are you still here?
Yeah. At that point, the only thing that separates you is your technique. Yeah. Only thing
it's gonna be interesting to see because even no matter who you think is not a really good receiver,
right?
They were probably better than the receivers that he went against.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing about it. People don't realize like how good the guy you say that's a bum or you don't think he's good. Mm-hmm. People don't realize how good they actually are, Joe.
All right, yeah. Look who they playing against.
They play against guys that make them look like that.
Right.
It's just like those guys that you see, that guy on the bench, you don't never get in the game. Okay, go down to the Y and play one-on-one and watch what he do to you. Go to Lifetime and watch what he do to you.
Put you in a blender. put you in a blender.
People don't realize like pros, like guys that they get paid to do this.
Uh-huh.
Man, please. You underestimate them jokers, man. You can't do that. Just because the level. I mean, you look at a LeBron and a guy might be the 13th or 14th guy. You like, but that guy.
Yeah.
And this is what I was telling somebody. The guy that you think is the 13th or the 14th guy on the bench, that guy is closer to LeBron than you are to the 13th or the 14th guy on the bench. Think about that, what I just said, Ocho. The 13th or 14th guy on the bench is closer to LeBron than what the guy sitting at home talking ish is to the 13th, 14th guy on the bench.
I got you. Simply because the fact that he's on the bench, I mean, we'll leave it at that. He's actually on the bench.
Because he on the bench. Okay. Okay.
That lets you know.
But I'm anxious to see. Look, I said this. I thought DB because I think he's more sound as a DB than he is as a wide receiver. I think he out athletic. His athleticism gets him by on a lot of stuff. Now, not to say that he can't fine tune and get some nuances of the receiver, but I think right now you can just drop him in right now, Ocho at DB, and he understands, having been coached by time. I think he has his timing, his ball skills are really, really good. And for him to be like long-legged,
Yeah.
he can transition really well.
Mm-hmm.
He can get in and out of breaks really well.
Yeah.
He tracks the ball exceptional. Great hands. You know he got great hands, Ocho, because he's a wide receiver. So you know he got great hands. And for him, it's just not good enough for him to knock the ball down. He's trying to take the ball away.
And take it and go the other way with it at that.
Go to the other way.
Chance.
The big news of the weekend, Ocho, the 49ers have dealt Deebo Samuel to the Commanders in exchange for a fifth-round pick. As a part of the trade, Washington is taking on the remainder of Samuel's contract, paying his full $17.55 million salary in 2025. Due to the Commanders now have the most dangerous offensive core. They have Jaden Daniels at quarterback, who was Offensive Rookie of the Year, Brian Robinson Jr. running back, Scary Terry McLaurin. They have Deebo Samuels and Zach Ertz. They also have Naomi Brown.
Naomi Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Listen, they've improved. They've improved tremendously. I mean, hell, they were in the NFC Championship. Huh?
Yeah.
They were in the NFC Championship last year. And then you bring a dynamic playmaker like Deebo Samuels over to your offense again. And what does it do for your quarterback? It takes pressure off your quarterback again. Even more pressure. I don't have to do more. What do you mean? We got Deebo Samuels. You know how many things he can do? He's a little Swiss Army knife. He can play in the slot. He can go outside. You can put him in motion. You can put him in the backfield. You can do so much with him. You know, so it as long as the creativity is there. I'm not sure who the offensive coordinator is for the
Cliff
Commanders.
Kingsbury.
Oh, it's Cliff? Oh man, they straight. They straight. Listen, Klingberry ain't no different than McVay. Klingberry ain't no different than Andy Reid. I'm just saying from a creative standpoint and knowing what to do and using your players to their strengths. So they going to be fine. Oh, they definitely going to be fine. I mean, but what the 49ers going to do? Now they talk about trading Brandon Ayuk too.
17 million. So they traded the fifth round for him, and the Cowboys traded the fourth rounder for Mingo. Oh, my bad. What you thinking, Ocho?
Jerry Jones?
No, they do not have Ocho. Do the Commanders have the most dangerous? No.
Did they?
Eagles,
No.
Did Saquon retire?
No.
They still got AJ. They still got Devontae, and they still got Goddard. No.
Yeah, they don't have the most dangerous, but hey, they improved tremendously. I'll tell you that.
For sure.
They improved tremendously, a lot. Now
Are we sure are they better than Detroit?
Ooh, that's a good one.
With Amon Ra?
Wait, hold on. With Jameson Williams, Amon Ross, St. Brown, and I don't know.
And Gibbs? And Montgomery?
Yeah, and
Are we sure?
No. Hey, that's crazy.
You throw Minnesota in there. Addison, Jetta, Jones, Hawkinson.
Minnesota. Wait, hold on. Green Bay. Wicks, Reed, Dobbs, Watson.
Ocho, check this out.
Josh Jacobs.
Deebo Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Marshawn Lattimore has a $61 million cap hit. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Dallas Goedert has a $66 million cap hit. How we teed off. How he works some magic.
Hey, listen. You know who need to work some magic?
Who?
America's team.
They ain't got nothing to work. And they about to they say the reports are they about to franchise a Digizua. So that's gonna be $25 million. Hard cap, you can't spread it. Dak is about to be what, $90 million against the cap? CD.
He'll probably
You haven't even signed Micah.
Right. I think, but to give them a little breathing room, they'll restructure Dak. They give him a lump sum on the front end and the signing bonus. They'll free them up some of that cap, and that's their fault. They wanted to wait till the last minute to do that.
They do.
They did that.
That's what they always do. That's why you wait till the last minute. Now you got a franchise to dig into her. Now, if you don't sign him, guess what? He gone.
Yeah.
But you mess your cap up. You gotta have some foresight in order to see, like, you know what, this guy's a player for. I know, hey, go to him, sign him a little early, and then a year from now, you're like, damn, they got him for that.
Yeah.
Ocho, Will Howard has had an off combine. He's one of the quarterbacks that opted to throw at the NFL scouting combine over the weekend, and his performance brought mixed reviews and was deemed inconsistent. He missed multiple passes, including a couple of deep balls down the field. Shador came to his defense. I don't understand why y'all hating on at Will Howard. He just wasn't an addict. It's hard to throw to receivers that you don't know. Everyone runs routes differently.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all want QBs to come to the combine and throw.
I mean, listen, we talk about quarterbacks that just coming off seasons, we could turn on the film. What are you judging in someone in shirts and shorts? It does nothing. Everybody looks great, all American in shirts and shorts. What do you do once you put the helmet and shoulder pads on and your cleats? How do you perform then? How did Will Howard perform then? Wasn't he throwing Jeremiah Smith?
Yep.
Come on, man. What are we talking about? Oh, I want to make sure you look good. I want to make sure you pass the eye test in your shorts and you hit every receiver that you never thrown to before and complete every pass. Get out of here, please.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, sometimes you get nerves. Sometimes, man, I ain't used to run. Man, first of all, I'm used to having my ankles taped. I ain't have no ankles taped. Man, bad Ocho. I mean, I had never been on turf before in my life.
Right.
Like, it is what it is. Somebody gonna give me a chance.
Yeah. That's it.
I was like, I sure hope somebody that take me, they don't play on turf. You know who I thought was gonna take me, Ocho? The team that I had the most contact with, who I talked to the most?
Who that?
Cincinnati Bengals.
Hey, what? You could have been over there with your boy, huh?
I figured Cincinnati, Seattle, because they had called, asked where I was going to be.
Right.
And Cincinnati, Seattle. Who else? I didn't hear from Denver. Maybe the Patriots, because their guy came several times and worked me out.
Yeah.
Oh, Philly. I talked to Buddy Ryan, rest his soul. I talked to him a lot. So I was like, I just knew. I say Philly, Cincinnati, or Seattle. I was like, damn, Seattle play. I say Cincinnati play on turf, Seattle play on turf, and Philly play on turf. Because, the vet was terrible.
Right.
The vet was every year was voted worst field conditions. Yes. Seattle was on turf because they played back then, Ocho, they played in the King Dome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the King Dome. And then Cincinnati. Like, man, Cincinnati don't win ish though.
Hey, that's not necessary.
And then lo and behold, Bronco Country.
Here you go. Here you go. Yeah, you was all right. You was all right. Yeah, you was that boy. You was that boy.
But hey, bro, don't worry about that. They know what you can do. Hey, when you have your pro day and you throw into your receivers at Ohio State,
that's all that matters.
Light them up.
And again, even at the pro day, again, are they drafting you based on what you're doing at the combine? Yes, a little bit of it comes into play. But those where you have that much film, like a Will Howard, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You not throwing well at the combine is why your stock is going to drop. Huh? Anybody saying that is why certain scouts don't need to be in position to make calls for certain teams. Turn on the film, man. There's a lot of film on Will Howard and what he did at Ohio State. What are we talking about? Oh, he didn't throw well. We talk about shorts and shirt.
I get it.
Stop playing, man.
Joining us, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, Defensive Player of the Year. He's one of 7 DBs to have won that award. Mel Blount won it first. Lester Hayes, Rod Woodson, Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Stephon Gilmore, and now representing Bronco country, Pat Surtain II. PS2, what it do?
Yo, what's good? What's happening?
Man, bro, I'm proud, man. You represent Bronco country extremely well, man. You're the first defensive player of the year since Randy Gradishaw, and I think 77 or 78. So it's been damn near 50 years since we've had a defensive player of the year. But I can't think of someone that's more worthy with the work that you put in.
Oh yeah.
The way you prepare, hey, I get intel. The professionalism, that what you display, how you go about your business, how you try to get better and better every day, the attention to detail that you put in, man, I want to take my hat off and say congratulations, and I'm proud you're a Bronco, bro.
Yeah,
And
appreciate
listen,
it, man.
but P, I've been watching you since high school, boy, man. I've obviously having the battles with your pops, man. We was in the league, and they're now watching you dominate at the position and being the #1 defensive back in the league. I want to know what's your mindset, man, when you line up against some of the best receivers in the league with a great understanding, as technically sound as you are and as savvy as you are. How important is you to be able to keep your composure in most situations where DBs panic, which makes you probably the best in the league on that trait alone, outside of ball skills and other stuff?
He froze. P.S. might need to get you a Boost Mobile contract, bro, so you'll stop freezing up on us.
Nah, this Wi-Fi tripping, man.
P, where you at?
Wi-Fi?
You at the crib?
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi. Nah.
But what Ocho was asking you is that what's your mindset when you go into a game and you know you're going to have to travel. You got a lot of frequent flyers, Myles, because you go left, right. Sometimes you jump in the slot, but mainly you're outside, but you're taking the opposing team's best receiver. What is your mindset? How do you get locked in on a given Sunday?
Yeah, I think it all starts with preparation, knowing your opponent, knowing who you're going up against, because the NFL each and every week, you're going up against a top line receiver each and every week. So, you got to have that mindset going in, like you're going to win every rep at the end of the day. So, every time I go and play every Sunday, I look at it as a blessing because, I get to go up against the best, and perform at a high level. So,
Hey, growing up, listen, did you always know you wanted to follow in your father's footsteps as a cornerback, or was there another position you wanted to play, or was it always defensive back?
nah, I wasn't always DB. I've always wanted to be a running back growing up.
For real?
Yeah. I mean, I played at PPO Bengals.
Oh yeah. Oh, you was at PPO?
Yeah.
Hey, y'all be cheating out there, man.
Yeah, I was showing all that running back, man. I always want to be a running back. But then I played offense, and then when I went to DB, it sort of translated naturally.
Right.
And sort of got the feel for, the instincts,
Mm-hmm.
the press. I had the press game already, so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna carry it over to DB, and the game went off from there. So
Yeah.
When people describe you, the one thing they say, technically sound, always on balance.
To a T.
He doesn't get lazy. He doesn't get lazy with his footwork. He doesn't get lazy with his hand placement. He doesn't get lazy with his head. What are you thinking? Like when you go up there and you're like, okay, I got X, Y, I got whoever the receiver is. When you lock in, you're like, I got this guy. What are you thinking, PS?
shoot, first thing I'm thinking of being sound.
Okay.
Like you said, technically sound. Like it starts with my eyes, making sure my eyes at the right spot, not guessing, being sound with that, and making sure my feet match the receiver's feet at the end of the day.
Okay.
The receivers, Chad, y'all get in and out of break, Danny, y'all so quick, so we got to react. And that's the main thing, making sure I'm able to react, a couple seconds, later with the receiver's timing at the end of the day.
Right.
So, I make sure I'm sound with that and hand placement is right, when I'm pressing, feet aligned with my eyes at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So, that's the main thing.
Right.
One more
You know
thing,
what
Ocho.
else?
Let me ask this, Ocho. Let me
Okay,
get
go
this
ahead.
in.
Go ahead. I got a good one.
Are you a pattern read guy or you a down and distance guy? Because I'm looking at how guys play me. I'm looking at down and distance, how they play. I'm looking at when we're in a certain formation, how they play. So are
Mhm.
you a pattern read guy or you a down and distance guy?
I think that's a good question. I think it ties in both ways. I
Okay.
think like when you realize down the distance, right? Like you realize what patterns about to come. Like
Mm-hmm.
like if it's third and short, you 4-by-1 backside.
Oh
You
yeah.
expecting, you
Slant.
easy
Slant
read,
every
slant
time.
backside. You know what I mean? So like when you tie in those little things, you understand the game. Like I read like 2-by-2 sets and be like, okay, two out to the flat. No one
Yeah.
got an in breaker. You know what I mean? It's just like route concepts have different levels to it. When you're a DB and you look at it firsthand, but it comes with experience. I
Right.
mean, I want to say necessarily say when I was a rookie, I knew that. So the more and more time I had in the league and understanding offenses and how they process, it slowed the game down for me for sure. So
Mhm.
I think when you go in each and every week and you got the right film preparation, I
Mhm.
think all that ties in together.
Yeah. Hey, this is what I wanted to ask you too, because I had a lot of freedom to be able to do what I want to do as long as I stay within the timing of the offense. And I'm curious on the defensive side of the ball, being that you're so good, how
Mhm.
much freedom do you have and reign to be able to do what you want to do within the defensive scheme based on the receiver that you're playing each week? Now, each week you playing team number one, you traveling with them, and every receiver is different. Do you change your game a little bit in your approach to that specific player each week? Being that they're different, and do they allow you the freedom to do that in the secondary? I'm not sure how strict your coach is. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I mean there's definitely some freedom. It depends on the call. We have different variations of calls.
Right,
It allowed you to be free, like man to man, like you can switch it up, your leverage and stuff here
right.
and there. Like when I'm playing in the defensive scheme, I'm sort of like if I'm in zone,
Mhm.
I'm more solely focused on the quarterback sometimes.
Right.
The receiver like trying to bait the quarterback or give the quarterback this look and thinking of something else at the same time. But yeah, you get a lot of leadway out there, but it's all
Right.
about playing confident. It all starts with your confidence and your ability
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So I think with our defensive scheme, Vance Joseph, he allows us to, excel in our skill set. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Play free.
I'm
I
looking
like
at
it.
you and like you play a DK Metcalf or a Mike Evans. Those are more big body receivers that want to
Mhm.
get physical. You play a smaller receiver that's quick. Now,
Mhm.
I don't know if people know this. You're a rangy guy. I mean, you got long arms. And you're long. I mean, you're 6'2". You're a legit 6'2" and a half. I ain't no well with shoes on. You're a legit 6'2" and a half.
Yeah.
So when you go up against say a DK Metcalf on one play, and now you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, or you got Lockett on the next play. How difficult is it for you to get it out? Like, okay, this guy's more physical. Okay, I know I gotta be able to be strong at my
Yeah.
initial point versus a guy that got fast twitch that's looking to get up out of there in a hurry.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, people have this like notion on taller DBs saying, they can't get in and out of breaks. You know what I mean? Obviously they know taller DBs may be physical, but that's the thing. Like, as DB, you gotta have quick feet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta be sudden as well too. So when I go against bigger receivers, I'm like, okay, we match up pretty well. Like that's my game, being physical. But like them quicker, smaller receivers that shifty and
Right.
quick, it's like, okay,
Ha,
now I
ha,
got
ha.
now I got to tie into my game a little bit more. No, now it's not
Right.
Right.
about physicality. It's all about the feet, being aware, being sudden. But that just goes in, towards the work in the off season, like making sure my short area quickness up to par. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? All that ties in together because them receivers stop on a dime. Then boom,
Yeah.
Hmm.
you gotta translate that, getting out the break, and finishing on the play. So
Hmm.
I think every week has its own challenge because sometimes I go against a new receiver, I don't know any experience against them, but a guy
Hmm.
can be quick, and you gotta just read and react at the end of the day. So
Yeah. Listen, for me, my toughest challenges, during my tenure, during my career, obviously, playing within the division, having to deal with the Ike Taylors, the Lee Bardens, obviously Darrell Reeves being the best DB I've ever gone against during my tenure in the league. Who would your top three receivers be that you feel are the most difficult to cover? or would give you issues. I'm trying to find a way where you can give them, their flowers without saying that they can beat you. But
Yeah.
there's always somebody.
Yeah, it's crazy because the receivers, it seems like every year, like another receiver pops up,
Right.
like people had under the radar. So it's like
Mm,
I be go through the lineage of receivers that I can see pop up like year in and year out, because I look at
mm.
consistency as well too. So
Right, right.
so like obviously Jamar, he up there, he had a great year. I
Yes,
went
sir.
up against him. It was a good matchup between me and him.
Hmm.
A good battle. Then we have like Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
We have good battles. Like I look at dudes that I battle against, you know what I mean? And
right.
we have our good matchups. And let me see, I say Tyreek Hill.
Ooh,
And he's been like he was
yeah.
that dude for sure. He's that dude. So
You
some
work with
good
him.
matchups.
Pat, your dad, senior, all pro. How much time did he spend with you once you decided that you're going to play DB? How much time did he spend with you? Did you guys watch film? Did he say, okay, look for this? Did he work with you on certain things? So what's been some of the lessons that your dad, having a dad play in the NFL, play at a high level? What's some of the things that he's taught you?
Yeah, I think it's an honor. Being able to, sort of, have that, person in your life that played at a high level. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And, just learning from him, learning what he's seeing from the game. I'm just a sponge. I'm soaking in everything he taught me, from day one. So, being able to translate that to the game now, it's honestly a blessing. But, I learned a lot. I mean, he just knows the game, the ins and outs of the game. You know what I mean? He's played in the league for, a long time. So being able to have that on my side with his experience, it helps a lot, just from when I was in the backyard just doing drills with him, now just watching film and stuff whenever he had the chance to. I think it's honestly a privilege for sure.
Mhm. And
Let me ask you this. At Alabama, Coach Saban spent a lot of time with the DBs. He was very,
mhm.
very hands-on, coaching, eyes, this, feet, this, and this. Tell me about Coach Saban and his approach to coaching DBs and some of the lessons that he taught you. Because it seemed like Coach Saban was hard. I told you to do it like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him, man. Like the thing is about Saban, like obviously he's very hands-on, but it's with a purpose. Like it's with a result that comes with it at the end of the day. Like,
Mhm.
the things he teach you, you just can't hear it one ear and not the other. You got to really lock in and understand it, because he'll come back with you and challenge you with the same question each and every day. And then if you don't lock in, that's when you're like, man, I can't trust you. You know what I mean? I can't put you on that field. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I think a lot of things he says was very, prevalent, to what he teaches. And it was a pleasure because, every once in a while you needed that. You know what I mean? You needed somebody to get on your ass and here and there. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was definitely a learning experience for me, but it was well worth it. Being coached by the greatest college football coach to ever do it, at the end of the day. So, my times there spending with him, I learned a lot, and just when I take some of the lessons that he taught me, I sort of translate to the league now. So,
what were those
Yeah.
practices like? You got Henry Ruggs, you got Devontae Smith, you got Judy,
Woo!
you
yeah,
got, I mean,
those
you
dogs,
got Waddle, you got those
those
guys. So
boys.
it's not like you're like, okay, man, let me go on over here. I'm gonna take Judy. Hold on, he was the Blitnikoff Award winner. Man, I got Devontae Smith. He caught the game-winning touchdown in the national championship game as a true freshman. He's
Yeah,
the Heisman Trophy winner. He's the Blitnikoff. Every award that he did that. He's like, nah, let me go on and jump on Waddle. You got a guy that's running 4.2, boom, got
crazy.
you. You got a guy at Ruggs running 4.2 by you. I
Yeah.
mean, what was practices like? Because I know there had to be some ish talking going on, Pat.
Nah, for sure. It was competitive. It was like through my college career, I wasn't even like the games was the games. Like the games were so easy because you win other people's every practice. I was so much worried about how I'm gonna perform in practice.
Right.
In the game, you know what I mean? Because like you say, you got Jude, and you got Waddle, then you got Smitty and Ruggs. It's like
Mm,
those four right there. Like you see in the game live in action, and you're like, man, any one of these boys go for like 200, 3 tugs.
easy.
If they want to. Then you got two at quarterback, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, Jalen Hurts, and you back there like, man, like, yeah, these some dudes, these some dogs. Yeah, there's a lot of shit talking though. Like, we had competitive periods and like, boom, like the defense will win. And offense would get mad, get frustrated. And Saban, he a defensive coach. So, we in practice on a good note, good speech, good practice. But boy, the offense come back the next day,
Light y'all up.
bombs. You know, then, like we have a tough day through them competitive periods, then Saban, he'd be like, break it down. Then boom, we would just run gases. Just because the defense did bad, man. He hate to see the defense lose, but like,
Yeah.
bro, them practices, man, like I could vividly remember like us just like getting better, like each and every day, like through them hot summer days, through them grueling days, like it was well worth it because in the game, it was like piece of cake. Boom, I know where I need to line up. Like he do a release, boom, oh, this is easy. Like I'm on the hip. But in practice, it's like I need to lock in, get my A game on, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was definitely memorable for sure.
That's dope. Hey, you've had some incredible plays, bro. I've watched the highlights numerous times. Being that I'm a huge advocate for excellent DB play. You've had some incredible plays in your early career, in your early career, in the early stage of your career. What's been your favorite moment, in the NFL so far? Outside of getting drafted. I know getting drafted is the you can't replicate or replace that moment, but outside of that, what's been your favorite moment so far?
Shoot, I think it just happened, winning that decoy, man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a pretty surreal feeling.
Yes, sir.
I just think, that just ties in all the work I put in the off season, and just setting my goals aside, and put into fruition. I think that was my favorite moment so far. But I say another thing that's very underrated is, building relationships, across the league, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Building bonds that, around the league that, you would cherish for a lifetime. And that's one of the things that, I've been able to get exposed to, meaning great vets, what I mean, being around great locker rooms, great presence like that. I think that's very cool. That's a part of the NFL brotherhood. But yeah, man, I know I got a lot more years to go, so I know things will keep rolling. Experience is gonna keep coming. So now I'm very excited. I'm enjoying it so far.
How does a young man stay hungry? You had such great accomplishments early in your career. You've been an all-pro. You've gone to the Pro Bowl. You just won Defensive Player of the Year in your third year. What does Pat Surtain do to stay hungry? Because a lot of times when people achieve an accomplishment, you climb a mountain, you like, yes. But the really great ones find another summit to scale. What does Pat Surtain do for an encore?
Man, I just realized at this point, man, you've done everything, at some point, but there's always room to get better. Like sometimes I'd be like on this play, like, dang, I could have did something different here. Be like, boom, like, what's that next step in order for me to get there? You know what I mean? Like, I'm still a work in progress. You know what I mean? I still haven't reached my ceiling at the end of the day. So I feel like there's more work to be done. And I feel like right now, you know what I mean, people get into that. I'm getting to that point where, people gonna bring their A game, each and every week. You know what I mean? They're gonna try, have their best game against me, have their best number against me. So I know, like, you know what I mean? I'm still hungry, you know what I mean? I'm still working. I'm still the same dude each and every week, preparing the right way fundamentally, and making sure I keep on sharpening my toolbox. So, this offseason, I'll put the work in and get better at the end of the day. So
you guys had a great season.
Speaking of off season, I got McLeese with me too now.
Line them up.
I'm just letting you know these
I'm being
always
AZ.
up.
We can line them up. I'm being AZ.
You way in Arizona?
Yeah, I'm being AZ, man.
That
dude, man, hey, Pat, man, you ain't see last year. Ocho tried to get off a dude, man, dude shoved him under the sideline. He put both hands in his chest. Not what he didn't stab left or right, left.
Both hands.
Yes, breastplate.
Hey, listen.
The man, he did this right here to him. He squeezed him. I said, man, get out of here.
Hey, listen, what you got to Pat, you got to understand. Now, I hadn't done no movie like that, man, in 12 years.
The man asked you, did that happen?
Nah, that ain't happen.
This man.
Shane, he lying?
Yes.
I got to see this.
Hey, listen.
Hey, if that happen, you won't have a chance, man.
Come again? Wait. Whoa. Come again in press play? Say that one more time.
You won't have a chance.
Okay. That's what we talking. Bronco country. Stand up. That's what we do. Hey, Pat, we're going to get you here on this one. You guys made the playoff. Your first couple of years didn't have a whole lot of success. This year, you seem to have found the quarterback in Bo Nix, who was a rookie, played extremely well. What are the expectations moving forward next year and beyond?
Yeah, we got great expectations. I think this was just the start, of a long journey ahead. Like you said, Bo, we got a great young core, and we also got some veterans as well too. So, I'm looking forward to it, man. I feel like we ended the season on a good note, but not the note that we wanted to, because obviously we was, going into that playoff run looking for more, but it comes with it. But now, since we know how to get there, it's all about sustaining, and finishing the right way and getting to that next step. So, I think that's the main goal, man, is just, building the right pieces together. You know what I mean? I think with our team right now, I think we're going to bring everybody back together, as we should. So I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to even be more hungry just because, we went to the playoffs, but not only that, we got a lot more left in the tank. So yeah, it's going to be, I'm excited.
You're not satisfied. You can Pat has merch. You can cop his merch at off-fieldshop.com. Off-fieldshop.com to cop Pat Surtain's the second merchandise. Check it out. What do you have? Beanies, hats, hoodies? What you got going on over there, Pat?
Do shirts, hoodies, beanies, everything you need. Limited edition.
There it is.
Your boy, limited edition.
Reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Bronco Country. Number 2, Pat Surtain II. Congratulations. Tell your pops I said, what's up? Hope that all well with the family. Continue success, bro. And you repping Bronco Country quite well, bro. Mile high salute.
Y'all stay
All right,
blessed,
boy.
man.
I'm gonna holler at
Appreciate
y'all.
you, bro.
Yo,
Yep. All right.
very good.
Travis Kelce plans to play next season. Kelce text Pat McAfee, I'm coming back for sure. Going to try to get back to the best shape I've ever been this offseason and get back to the mountaintop. Got a real bad taste in my mouth with how I played in the last game and how I got the guys ready for battle, and I can't go out like that.
I told you, Unc. I said it when it happened. He was coming back simply for the fact the way it ended. No one is ending their career like that, especially a great one like Trav, who most consider, including yourself, the greatest tight end of all time.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna finish it, I want to finish it the right way.
Yeah.
I'm not finishing it with that taste in my mouth. That's not happening.
Yeah, for
That
me,
ain't
it's
happening.
him and it's here and Gronk, and some people say Gronk, some people gonna say Kelce. But if you look at the consistency and the longevity in which he's played with, and with the exception of the last game, that's really the only game that you can say where Trav didn't have it. Trav didn't come to play.
Right.
He had the most catches in playoff history. He has the second most yards, the second most touchdowns, and the consistency year in and year out. The 1,000-yard receiving, leading his team in receptions. Yeah, for me, that's it for me. But hey, if you say Gronk, you got a very compelling argument as well. Ocho, the Eagles are reportedly a real threat to go after Myles Garrett. They expect Josh Sweat to move on. Josh Sweat is not the only one that's be moving on. I think it's Michael Williams, the other D tackle. He gonna be gone too. He'll be gone too.
Hey, listen, I saw the reports today. The Browns are willing to negotiate with Myles Garrett.
I don't want that.
Extension.
Guess what? My new team gonna negotiate too.
Hey, and he said no. He said no, and I'm sure they're probably going to stand firm unless they get an offer that they can't refuse. And I think that's what the Eagles will have to do in order to get Myles Garrett over there. Listen, with Howie, and
I don't put a past him.
And I don't put nothing past him. Based on the way things have been going, you miss a few pieces, but you add someone like Myles Garrett to that defense, man. And
the Commanders.
You already got Jalen Carter.
Commanders going to be in play too.
Man,
Myles Garrett is unwilling to negotiate a contract extension with the organization, as his agents have apparently slammed the door shut on any discussions, per Mary Kay Cabot. Listen, when Mary Kay Cabot speaks about the Browns, listen, when Diana Rossini, when she speaks about the Jets, when Jane Slater speaks about the Cowboys, I hope you listening.
Yeah.
I hope you're listening. When those women speak about an issue about said teams, they're plugged in.
Yeah.
I'm talking about plugged in like a hot comb. You know what I'm saying, Ocho?
Oh yeah, most
Plugged
definitely,
in.
most definitely.
Garrett remains firm. He no longer wants to be in Cleveland. Look, 29-year-old defensive player of the year, 29-year-old guys that have 4 consecutive 14 sack seasons. Those guys don't grow on trees. And let me ask you this. Do you think there's a guy in the draft that can give you that kind of production over the next 5 years? Okay, so it doesn't matter where you are. I trade him. Now, if I'm a defense, if I need something to shore up my defense, Philly said we good offensively. We can get better defensively. And if that means, we trade a couple of first-round draft picks, you're probably going to have to throw in a talent, a young player, Ocho. You're probably going to have to do that. The Commanders, you're probably going to have to do that. But at that point in time, look, I don't care nothing about them picks because I believe, Ocho, we're going to be picking 30th, 31st, or 32nd anyway because we're going to be in the championship game or the Super Bowl. That's what I believe. I know for certain I'm not getting a Myles Garrett with the 30th, the 31st, or the 32nd pick. Now, I could, but the likelihood isn't that good. Normally, those guys, your Derek Thomases, your Bruce Smith, and so forth and so on like that, those guys, every once in a while, you'll find a Johnny Randall that was an undrafted free agent.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't happen often.
Right.
You'll find a diamond in the rough. You'll find a Terrell Davis or a Shannon Sharpe or Tom Brady in the later rounds. But listen, don't you stake your career on trying to find diamonds in the rough.
Oh, no. That ain't going to work.
You go belly up. You go belly up. But look, it all depends on Cleveland. What's your asking price? We know this, Ocho. It's going to take 2 ones. Now, if it's this draft, you're going to have to pick swap. So you have to, you're going to have to give up your pick because they're keeping theirs. You have to give up this first year pick and next year's first round pick, probably a second and a fourth.
Right.
Or second and a third, and probably a player. Feeling like we ain't got no problem. Feeling say, look, we picking 32nd. Guess what? We hope to be picking 32nd next year. And y'all can have it. Y'all can have them picks.
Yeah, most definitely. Long as we getting the results.
Long as we get Myles Garrett.
What's
Jalen Hurts in year 6? You got Devontae in year 5. You got AJ. Man, bro, I'm not worried about that. We gonna be good.
Yeah.
I'm not even concerned about those draft picks, knowing where we are, what we have, who we are. Take them. Take them. You can't have Jalen Carter. You can't have Quinyon Michael. You can't have him. Mitchell, excuse me.
Yeah, Kenyon Mitchell.
You can't have him. Everything else, Ocho, is in play.
Is on the table, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For Myles Garrett?
Yeah.
You just said put Myles Garrett with Jalen Carter?
And Jordan Davis? Boy.
Man,
slap me and call me silly.
And you got Nolan Smith Jr.
Yeah.
Young fella only 230, but he
could go.
I
now.
know.
Hey, babe.
What? We here? Hey, I saw him dropping offensive linemen at 230. He hitting 330 guys, 330. I know they talking about it felt like trees falling on the head. Ocho, I'm talking about he in the grill. I'm talking about, he putting his helmet under their chin. I'm buckling them at 230. So, but for an opportunity to get Myles Garrett, guys like this, Ocho, don't become available at the age of 29. Normally they have issues, off the field issues. They're coming off multiple injuries. He's uninjured. He's clean off the field.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy that you're willing. That's the guy. That's not no roll in the dice, but that's the guy that you says, okay, we'll give up 2 first rounders. We'll give up a second. We'll give up a third and a young, talented player to get a guy like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me grab water. Unc.
Go ahead. But Cleveland's going to try everything, Chad, to try to keep Myles Garrett. They think it's about money. Myles Garrett's like, bro, y'all just gave me a 125. I'm straight on the money issue. The problem is here. It's not the money. It's the winning. I got money. I'm getting money, but I'm miserable. Week 5, we out of playoff contentions. We got no hope. We got no quarterback, and I don't really want to waste a year or two to try to build this thing back up. He's made it abundantly clear. He don't want to be a part of a rebuilding process. He wants to go somewhere that gives him a legitimate chance in order to win the championship, because that's what it's about. He's been an All-Pro. He's been Defensive Player of the Year. Now he's like, man, let me go play meaningful ball games. There's nothing like playing meaningful ball games in December and January with a chance to play in February. So it's not the money. I mean, yeah, they would be willing to make him the highest paid, but he's gonna be miserable because they're not gonna win.
Yeah. And you would think for all he's done so far in Cleveland, he's done everything he can. They know, the team knows, the organization knows it's in a rebuilding stage. Why would you keep a player like that? Why would you keep a player like that knowing that he can do you no justice in competing for a championship? Allow him to go while you rebuild and do your thing, get some assets and picks for him, and start over.
I agree. We say that now, Ocho, because we don't. If we the GM in Cleveland, we ain't trying to let him go either.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And me and you said that's not the biggest piece of the puzzle that we got that we can trade.
Right.
And hey, come on, Miles. Hey, bro, we're gonna make you the highest paid. We got $35 million per year. We're willing to give you 5 years, $175 million, because that's what we feel you're worth. And we're willing to fully guarantee $100 million of that. I think I'm gonna have to go and mosey on out the door. Because guess what? Somebody else will give me that too, and we got a chance to win.
Yep. Which is much better because I done got enough money.
Well, you can't ever have enough money.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. There's no such thing as enough, but I'm doing pretty well for myself.
You like to be doing better. I mean, if Elon Musk is worth $450 billion and he still trying to get contracts, federal government contracts, yeah, me and you, we ain't got no billions. So
right.
we definitely tried to make ends meet.
You're right about that.
But yeah, Myles, I understand. Once you can only stomach so much, and but money. Okay, when I got money, and then here I am, I'm going out there, what I put my body through to get ready to make sure I go. Who is that? Who is that?
What you looking at?
Oh, I'm looking at this chat. We're trying to get Tank plugged in. Are we good to go, Ash, yet? Oh, okay. It's easy to say, Ocho,
Yeah.
money, but when you're competitive and you see everybody else getting an opportunity to play meaningful football, you see everybody else playing in AFC and NFC championship games, they playing in the Super Bowl, and here I am, I'm one of the premier players. I don't know what else he can do. And we don't have no chance. We got no chance whatsoever of playing meaningful games in December. We're not playing anything meaningful in January. Damn near in week 10, I'm already thinking about what I'm going to do in the offseason, Ocho.
Season over.
So, with that being said, I understand Myles' frustration. He's had it up to here, wherever here is, or his 6'4", 6'5" self. He just wants to move on and have an opportunity to play meaningful football in December and January. And I'm not so sure Cleveland can provide that over the next 2 years. And he says, I want to be somewhere where I can compete for a championship. And I don't believe that's in Cleveland.
Yeah. Let the man go on about his business, baby.
You still waiting?
He come on write that down. He come on down the street. To Cincinnati if you want to.
Many think that Ben Johnson, the former offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, took an unnecessary shot at Jared Goff earlier.
Okay.
Let's take a listen to the sound.
Out of structure, the off schedule, the creation, that's what stands out the most, because that's really the way that this league's going right now, it seems like. As much as you want to make it pure progression 1 to 2 to 3, there's just too much variety. The pass rush is coming down, and to have an athlete like Caleb extend the play and potentially find an explosive down the field, that's what gets me going a little bit. I get excited thinking about that because I haven't really been around that since I've been in the league. But I've been on the other side and I've experienced it, and it's demoralizing when you're on the other side and you're watching that happen to your defense.
That ain't no shot.
Yeah, I don't think it's a shot. I don't think
It's
it's
the
a shot.
truth.
Obviously, listen. No, I don't. You think it is?
No, it's the truth. Caleb Williams can make off-scripted plays.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So-
Listen, there's a handful of quarterbacks in the NFL that can do
Yes.
that. And the fact that Ben Johnson's never been around a quarterback that can extend plays and play off script most of the time. When things break down, you go through progression. 1, 2, 3 is not there. Most quarterbacks, that's a sack for Jared Goff.
Yes.
You know, he's not a mobile quarterback. He's your prototypical drop back
pocket
quarterback.
passer.
Go through his stuff, check down if it's not there. Caleb Williams can extend plays and therefore make the play calling that much more better for Ben Johnson, who's already creative. So he
Yes.
can be able to do that much more. Look how good Goff was with Ben Johnson calling the plays. So imagine what he can do with Caleb Williams with the creativity from that aspect. And if things don't work out, well, you know what? I ain't got the trip because I got Caleb Williams, who's a dual threat and can use his legs and extend plays for me and make something happen when there's nothing there.
But that's the thing. He was asked a question. He says he's looking forward to playing up with a guy that can make plays off script.
Right. Nothing wrong with that.
And he can. That's what Caleb Williams can do. He can make plays off script. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you basically, when you diagram the play, that's the play that's got to get run because that's not what Jared Goff is. And that's okay. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. They make it seem like, well, damn. So what are the differences? So anybody that think he's taking a shot at Jared, if you watch Jared Goff play and you watch Caleb Williams play, what do you think some of the differences are? Ability to make plays outside the pocket, his scrambling ability, his ability to get off script, ability to change arm angles,
Right.
arm slots. Okay. I don't, hey, what's the difference between what's one of the main differences is between Saquon and Derrick Henry? Saquon's a little bit more shifty, a little bit more elusive. Runs with a little bit more power. That's not taking a shot at either one of them. That's just factual. What's the difference between McCaffrey and this one? When McCaffrey is, you can put him in the slot, you line him up outside, better catching the ball out of the backfield. A lot of times, they took Derrick Henry out. A lot of times, they took Saquon out on third down.
Right.
They don't take C-Mac out on third down. So that's not a knock. We got to, just because you're accentuating the differences, that don't mean you're hating or you're knocking the other guy. You're just accentuating the differences between two said players.
Right.
I mean, but you know how it is, Ocho, man. Hey, now everybody feel like you taking a shot at the man. I don't think the man was taking a shot at.
Listen, a coach like that has to be able to explain the differences in what he experienced one place and what he's going to experience at a new place based on that specific position without it being seen in disrespect.
Yeah.
Because it's the honest truth.
Right. Ocho, he also said he would sacrifice both testicles for the Bears to win a Super Bowl. I already got 3 kids. What would you sacrifice? First of all, if you get rid of you ain't gonna get no wood.
Yeah. Well, you can get some wood. You don't need the testicles to get no
Yeah, you do.
no hoo-ha.
So how you gonna get it put a popsicle stick up there and hold it like you got a splint? How you gonna get an erection?
Oh, you could take out what allows you to have kids. Do that.
So no, he said he having his testicles removed. He ain't say nothing about no vasectomy.
Oh yeah. I don't know about that. I don't know about that because I ain't.
Hey,
doing
I don't
that
care
'cause-
about no troll. Hey, I got kids. I'm keeping mine. He gave them to me for a reason.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He
did.
didn't want me to have. He wouldn't have gave them to me.
You right. Listen, you right about that. I'm with you when you're right. Now listen, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Speaking of kids, I want one more. What you think?
Huh?
I want one more.
I don't know, Ocho. I ain't
No?
got no bread. Hey, you must be. Hey, well, damn. I need to go back to ESPN because you talk about another kid. They cost money. I ain't got no bread like that.
Nah, I'm just saying. But listen, listen. I'm not trying to be funny. I've always been humble. I'm a very humble person. I'm very very respectful. I mean, just with the way things are going right now, Unc, man. Listen, God has favor. You hear me?
Yes.
God has favor, and And what he's doing for me right now, I think one more won't hurt. You know, I'm gonna see how my kids feel about it. And if they give me the green light, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just get it out, get it out the way.
No.
Wait, you talking to me? Or you
Oh,
saying no
tell
to
her no.
somebody else?
Absolutely not. Jordan, are you typing this? Oh, no. That ain't happening.
What happened?
No. Ashley sending me something.
I want to know too. Somebody text me. Why y'all don't never
No.
text me? I want to be part too. It's a two-man show.
You got your producer. Do you got a producer over there?
Okay, Aaron, text me what they just text Unc. I just want
No.
to feel. I want to feel part. Y'all be leaving me out like I'm a stepchild.
Okay, how about this here? Bills head coach Sean McDermott says tush push play should be banned. There's always been an injury risk with that play. The technique used with the play have been potentially contrary to the health and safety of the players. Bills used the play 55 times last year, second most in the league. But internal data shows the tush push play in 2024 resulted in 0 injuries.
Zero injuries. And listen, they don't want to stop it because of the injury. They don't want to stop it because of that aspect. They want to stop the tush push because they have no way of stopping it in short yardage situations.
Right.
And really, honestly, it only works for certain teams with certain players based on their personnel. For one, the Eagles is number one. I don't have the statistics in front of me on who else it works for. I think it also worked for Josh Allen too.
Yeah. I think they're around 87, 88% conversion rate.
Oh my goodness. Listen, I'd want to stop it too. But the fact that McDermott wants to stop it and he also benefits from it, how about also throwing the rule, you know what? On short downs,
Your quarterback can't run?
Josh Allen can quarterback sneak. You see what that sounds like?
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
It's like you're hindering somebody that's better at something than you are.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Because you can't learn how to drive, you don't know how to drive. Hey, anybody that's 16 years of age shouldn't be able to drive. No, just because you can't drive, that don't mean
Right.
another 16-year-old can.
So all that tells you is on first and second down, you need to play better defense.
Yep. And keep them
That's
out of
all.
third and short or fourth and short.
I tell you what, they keep playing around with all these rules and they continue to change the game in which you grew up loving. It's gonna look like flag football. I'm telling you.
I think the thing is, Ocho, look, the only thing I say is that, because like I said, I told you, I think we talked about this on Monday, is that it used to be you couldn't push the runner. It was called aiding the runner.
Right.
So you couldn't, and then they changed the rules. And now I guess they say, well, you can't be behind the line of scrimmage and aid the runner. So I guess if he's down the field, because we see guys, them linemen been knocking hell out of people and trying to push somebody in the end zone or for a first down since the beginning of time. We hadn't seen somebody literally, Ocho, get behind them and push. But when they first saw this, they should have said, nah, you're violating the spirit of the rule, and did away with it then. Now, everybody tried it. They're not as good as the Eagles are. Okay, because we can't be as good as the Eagles are at it, let's do away with it.
Right.
That's what it seems like to me. Because
that's what it
they
is.
get a lot of support. A lot of people want to ban it, Ocho.
Yeah.
I heard Atlanta is obviously the Packers, put it in. You see Sean McDermott here in Buffalo. Do they have enough to get to the 24 votes to get it out? That's the question.
And the funny thing about it's gonna be funny when they do pass it and they still not able to stop the damn Eagles in short yardage situations.
Bengals wide receiver Tee Higgins just posted a cryptic message on Twitter. Blue cap. For the second year in a row, Higgins has not received the right contract offer from Cincinnati. Ocho,
What I told
the
you.
Bengals go. Hey,
What did
the
I tell you?
Bengals up the.
What did I tell you they was gonna do? What did I tell you they was gonna do? I said this. The writing was on the wall. Everybody in Cincinnati, they fussing with me. The fans arguing with me over and over and over and over. We can pay both. We can make it happen. Not understanding the business side of things. What T deserves and understanding what he can get on the open market, they're not going to do.
Right.
Because it would be impossible to pay T. It'd be impossible to pay Jamar Chase, who's going to be the highest paid and reset the wide receiver market and pay brother
Trey
Trey
Hendrickson.
Hendrickson. You
They
can't.
they
It's
said
impossible. Then people talk about, oh, the cap is going up. Like, no, what are
they
you
ain't going up
talking
that
about?
much
They're not tying up all the money
in
in
three
three
players.
players, let alone 4.
Actually, be 4 players because Burrow got his money. Here's the thing, Ocho, is that they said they want to make Jamar Chase the highest paid non-quarterback. Okay. Chase is looking to go north of 40.
He is.
Y'all had an opportunity to keep this in the 30s, but y'all made me play it out. And I won the Triple Crown. So now you're going to have to come in at 40. Okay, 40 million, 500,000, 41 million, whatever the case may be. I'm finna zoom past him by
Right.
5 million, 6
Right.
million. That's where I am. And I'm
Mhm.
gonna need about 90 to 100 of it guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at, Ocho. Real
Yeah.
talk.
Listen, that's what I knew it was going to look like that. I knew it was going to look like that when it played itself out last year. I kept saying, I'm not sure why they're playing, because why not pay him? Because you understand what you get in Uno. You know what you get when that product touches the field on Sundays.
Yes.
He sat out of training camp.
He gave y'all every opportunity. He gave y'all every opportunity to give him payday.
Every chance. Listen, I love my Bengals, but it puts us again in a tough spot. I was hoping they could get something done last year. They didn't get it done. He comes out this year, performs without having a training camp, wins a Triple Crown, and now look what position we're in. Tee Higgins has another strong season. I said it. What he can get on the open market, whatever deal they're gonna send him, whatever they're gonna try him.
Yeah.
They're gonna try him, and which
Yeah.
is why he sent that out. I don't know if it was what Duke Tobin came out and said about not only making them trying to sign all 3 of them. I think that's where the cap came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're trying to sign him, but somebody got to get the low end of the stick.
Yeah.
And who did I tell you it had to be? It had to be T.
T looking to crack that 30 million. And
Man,
I don't know if they can get to that number.
no, I guarantee the offer was very disrespectful.
Yeah,
Again,
for sure.
it's the business side of things. But hey, nobody wanted to listen to me.
So what y'all gonna do, Ocho?
Listen. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna do. Now I think it would have been a little easier if we had Jermaine Burton on point. You know, from a mentally off the field, on the field. If he was able
Mm-hmm.
to contribute, based on the talent that I know he has, based on what I saw from him at Alabama, I think they would be a little bit more comfortable. With allowing T to go and get what he deserves somewhere else on the open market. But the fact that I don't think Mr. Burton has matured enough, to be able to let T go. In that sense, I know T ain't finna stay and play on no franchise tag again. That would be
Mm-mm.
the ultimate disrespect. Allow
Yep.
him to go get the value and what he deserved, and he worked his tail off to get.
Yep. I agree. And what you call ain't gonna give you no discount either. Trey Hendrickson.
Oh no, not now.
He go. I mean, so what? You're gonna have a $55 million quarterback, a $40 million receiver, a $30+ million receiver, and a $30+ million D lineman?
You can't pay everybody.
You can't.
You just can't.